I think the best way to illustrate the organization of a website supporting a course, which I'm recommending in the paper I've written for the MBAA conference in March of 2010, is to present a typical unit page in this short video. It's not possible to condense this orientation of a page to a typical slide, although I have included a much reduced slide in the presentation. What we're going to do here is look at the Unit 1 in an internship course that I conducted in the winter of 2010. What you see here is just the first page that I have come up, just messages and such. I thought for a distance learning class it was important that students see who the other students in the class are. These are just ID pictures taken from the student system. So you see here students without names attached. This is exactly what would happen if these students were all present in a classroom. We're going to go to the Workplace, Unit 1. What I'm going to do with Firefox here, a right mouse click, I'll position on this frame and show this frame only. This isn't necessary for the students to do, but I'm suggesting you do this only to make this tour of this typical page of a unit more visible to you. What you see here, Unit 1 Workplace, the deadlines and such, a little graphic to start it off, a little reminder of how this is organized with readings, discussion, online exercise, and composition assignments in that sequence. So let's just take a quick look here. For the reading assignments, some of them come from an assigned book. Others are PDFs that I've placed here, write-ups that are presented in PDF form. When these are opened up, they open up directly in this screen. So no one leaves this page in order to do these readings except for the first. The discussion assignment actually focuses on 3 videos. These are videos that I've embedded here. They're not contained in this website, but the code is provided by YouTube. This first one is a few students acting out various workplace scenes, good ways and bad ways that supervisors might handle them. It's an amusing video. It's an informative video, 8 minutes long. And because it's readily available on YouTube, I'm simply including here a pointer to play it through YouTube. And the same goes for this second video, dealing with, once again, miscommunication. This is the classic Who's On First routine of Abbott and Costello. It's been placed on YouTube by parties authorized to do that. I'm not violating any copyright in order to point people to see it. This too is 8 minutes long, and here is a segment from the Carol Burnett show of the 1970s showing a workplace situation. Tim Conway as a supervisor, Carol Burnett as this secretary who seems to do rather inappropriate things, painting her nails on the job, not able to do her job. And it's an interesting interplay for about 10 minutes of people interacting in the workplace, perhaps in ways that are less appropriate than we would like to see. That's, in fact, what contributes to the humor of it. I'm asking students at this point to have done the readings and to watch these videos and answer 3 questions. They get to the discussion board by clicking on this link right here. And after they've made their 3 postings, I'd like for them to critique the postings of another student. This, like all the other parts of Unit 1, closes at a definite date and becomes inaccessible after that time. At my option, I can make the postings read-only for reference after that point, but since each unit is self-contained, it really makes sense to have this all done within the 2-week period of the unit. Then the online exercise normally is just introduced like this, with a little bit of explanation. In this case, because this is the first unit in the course, I've included a video that I created showing students the feedback that I get on their taking of the exercise. So if I play a portion of this, you'll see me talking to the students. I've just done this video with a little flip cam, and I've used Windows Movie Maker as an editor on a PC in order to edit it. And it's about 8 minutes in this case, and what I wind up showing students is the feedback that's available to an instructor from their taking of an exercise. Basically, this means that I can see when they're doing the exercises and what their answers are. I can refine my questions if a number of students are missing the same question. But the exercise, as everything else in Unit 1, closes by the end date of the unit. Finally, at the bottom of this page are the composition assignments. In the case of this course, there's a journal that students keep and post every 2 weeks discussing the experiences they're having at their workplace related to the focus of the unit itself, in this case workplace communication. And here I've included a short video made very informally discussing their final assignment for this unit, a masterpiece resume, according to the form and content recommended by Nicholas Lohr. This they post here as they do workplace journal assignment. Both of these come in electronically, and I obtain them through the Grade Center in Blackboard. This informally recorded video, and it's interesting that the start arrow always appears on my nose because my face is in the middle of it. This was recorded just simply in a faculty lab using a Macintosh computer, as you see here, with a camera and a microphone. It's not very high quality video, but it doesn't have to be. It's simply an explanation of the assignment. And by including this video, posted in this case on YouTube also, I can relate better to the students and explain to them as I would in class the nature of this assignment. So the key element here is that all of this is on one page. There isn't any distraction here in jumping around, going to some other site. In fact, even if there is some jumping around, going to some other site where some of these things are obtained, it presents within the frame of the Blackboard course. So it's not as if you've really left the environment. I'm trying here to minimize distractions to the maximum extent. I'm also trying here to include every video, every element of the unit in context with explanations that are related, instead of having these explanations be some distance away, disconnected from the item I'm asking students to do. And I think by choosing things that are closely related to the topic, I'm doing students a favor in terms of their cognitive load by not requiring them to have to go an extra distance to get their head around this unit. It's all here. And I think it's much easier to form a mental conception of what's being required in this unit by this physical placement. So if you take a look at the paper, which is also available electronically, you'll see a very small rendition of this page as an example. It would not be entirely readable on that very tiny reduced example, but this video hopes to make up for that by showing you what the content of this page is by scrolling through it. This concludes this little tour. I hope you've enjoyed it.